And then we get a lot of really, really strong anti-sugar drive happening a lot, where everyone's trying to eliminate the treats and everything altogether. And then someone like Joe or me gets in trouble when we post a delicious root beer float recipe or something on Facebook. But we do that just to keep things interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing is I spent years getting healthier to get to the point where I can enjoy things like that sometimes. Some people,
and you know what, too, you have to live. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a culture where those things are very, very, very common, and you can't live in a bubble. And you have to be able to, enjoy the occasional. I think if you try to go too, I guess they call it hardcore, then, that you end up isolating yourself quite a bit too.
Yeah, it's going to affect your social life, and it's probably not healthy to have that much anxiety and stress over food anyway. So
yes, that was my point. Like, having a healthy relationship with foods and understanding that it's okay to have that occasional.
And I know too, with friends and family, if you're very I think militant is probably a very good word to use. People don't want to be around you. They feel like you're preaching to them all the time. It's very alienating. And I do believe that there is a type of eating disorder around people that become way too restrictive and rigid about their food. So that it doesn't have to appear as like anorexia or bulimia for us to label it as an eating disorder, but your mental approach to food can definitely show up as an issue that you may need to seek coaching or some sort of help around.
Yeah, professional help around an eating disorder. Yeah, I've seen that sort of philosophy go around a little bit, where it's like, when I say the words "eat whatever you want," what sort of image does that conjure up in your head? Like, for me, it's like, I'm still pretty much going to eat healthier food, or food that doesn't hurt me. And then once in a while, I'm going to have some ice cream or some, like you said, a gluten-free treat every now and then. That's pretty much whatever I want. But if your mind goes to, I'm going to completely binge on nothing but junk food, then that's bordering. I think that might be bordering on something a little bit deeper that maybe helpful.
When switching to this lifestyle, I actually found that, and I don't know if your experience is the same with this, that my relationship with food actually became a lot healthier and a lot better, and I didn't have the same struggles that I had before, and because I felt okay with eating real food and having those occasional things, and it actually made it easier for me to not have that relationship or struggle with food. Do you find in your experience the same?
I would absolutely say yes, but I will preface it with the fact that I still get hung up on fat. I mean, I eat plenty of fat. I've added a lot of fat into my diet, but I feel like a bad girl. As I was talking to Joe earlier, I was making a smoothie and I put in coconut, I think 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. I put in a couple of handfuls of nuts, and I don't, and I had avocado earlier, and I'm cooking with bacon fat and other rendered fats, and I'm fine with it. But there's this little voice in the back of my head that's like, you shouldn't, that's going to clog your arteries. It's still that unwinding.
Yeah.
That takes a little while to go away. Yeah, I mean, there are moments when I'm having bacon for the 8th day in a row, and I'm going,
that was me this morning.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, it's funny you say that, because I definitely, several times, I would say almost every time, when my diet is getting to its absolute best, where I really feel good, I'm really trim and lean, and I'm eating exactly what I feel like I want, all of a sudden I'll be like, wait, is this going to get me fat? Or is this, I'm wait, I'm in the best shape ever. And I'm like, wait, am I doing something wrong? Because we're still, conditioned.
We are so conditioned.